to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me for this segment, we have Tommy Tranfo, head of community at Stocktwits, the original social platform for investors and traders across all asset classes, including stocks, crypto, and other emerging investments. He joins me to discuss why younger generations are embracing markets earlier in their lifespan compared to previous generations. Tommy, it is great to meet with you. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thanks for the invite, Jill. Pleasure to be here.
You got it. And tell me more about the Stocktwits platform.
I really like to think of Stocktwits as the Roman forum for the public markets. It's really come to be the place where people come to gather and talk about what's happening in the markets from an investment or trading perspective. And also, people, little known fact that, the Michael Burrys of the world really rose to prominence through the early aughts, through sharing and use of the first kind of iteration of online stock forums. And every day that we go and interact with the community, I like to think that, we are interacting with the next generation of Michael Burrys and whatnot.
Why do people use Stocktwits?
Well, Stocktwits is really a place to come and share your ideas and really refine your process when it comes to how you participate in the markets. First and foremost, we're a place for you to journal and really start to learn and hone your process. If you're not writing down actively your thoughts, whether it's from an investment or trading perspective, you're kind of just throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Why do you think younger generations are embracing markets earlier in their lifespan compared to previous generations?
I think there's a few things that account for this trend. And, I like to think it mostly from a technological perspective. So why is that? So, one of the things that, I think it's hard to ignore is that, simulated economies is something that the younger generations have been exposed to, since their early teens or even before that, through video game economies when they're, interacting with exchanges and auction houses, making buy and sell decisions at incredibly young ages. And just through the series of making these decisions, they've become more comfortable with the idea of markets. And so when it came to growing up and understanding, okay, this is how the stock market works, it's something that they were already exposed to from that younger period of age. Additionally, social media has really become a gateway for financial literacy. So much of the kind of classic Wall Street and financial institution, just the language of the trade is very archaic and it's hard to understand. And social media, especially through conversations that exist on Stocktwits, really serve to expose how that language should be used. And it really serves as an introductory to start understanding the markets. Once you can start speaking the market language, that's the first step to really understanding how to live in the markets.
So speaking of social media, how did the meme stock movement change the Stocktwits community?
First and foremost, I think what the meme stock movement really highlighted and something that, we're really passionate about is that just market activity and market involvement is fun just as much as it's something that is, serious. And what we really appreciated about, the meme stock moment is that it really honed in that message of, hey, market activity and market participation can be something that is just fun to participate in and follow on a kind of day-to-day level of, engagement. In addition to that, we've seen really, certain interest in kind of unique fundamental data and, a real interest on, okay, who is on the other side of the trade? When we're making, buy and sell decisions, we're essentially making bets and, who's on the other end of these bets and what can we learn as far as, certain fundamental data, such as, short interest when it comes to, making better decisions and better bets.
Right. Well, I'm glad you brought up the education component of it, because as we've learned over the past couple of months, that experience does matter, right? And you want to make sure that you're investing in what you understand and not simply following a movement. Meme stock trading isn't typical. Experience and understanding these terms and the fundamentals and knowing what you're investing in really does matter. We're seeing it in the crypto space. Obviously, we saw, how it impacts the markets when you look at the meme stock trade. So it is encouraging to hear that education is a priority with Stocktwits as well.
Yeah, and I think it's important to contextualize the meme stock movement by understanding the demographic of people who really participated in this. And, for all better or for worse, it really served as an on-ramp for increased understanding of markets. And, I think people have a false expectation when it comes to the first time people are exposed to markets and right away they're going to understand, okay, here's the best way to invest. But the realistic situation is that, people are going to make mistakes. They're going to make decisions that might not be the best decisions, but over time, they're going to learn through those mistakes, and platforms such as Stocktwits really serve as an acceleration, for that learning process. And then being able to make, down the road, when really your financial situation, matters more later on in life, you now have the experience to not make those mistakes in your 30s and your 40s and your 50s. And so you're really going to set yourself up for financial success on the long term.
All right, Tommy, appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.
Thanks, Joe.